whatever time of day it is where you are. I'm Sophia, and I'll be here until 9 o'clock UK time doing paid tarot readings. I will also be doing 3 free collective readings during the live, and the first one we'll start with is going to be a general spirit message. Then around 1:45 it will be a love collective reading, and then in the last hour at 1:30 a career message reading. Okay, and that can include finances depending on what spirit brings through for you, so stay tuned for those. Okay, if you would like a reading during the live, then all the information I'm going to pin in the chat. It will be through PayPal only, and once paid, please put your question in the chat for me to see. Okay, let me just drop that in. Hello, Stormy, my lovely. I'm fine, thank you. And hello to Papa. Hope all is well. Okay, I will give it a few more minutes, see if anybody else joins in, and then I will do the Spirit Collective reading first. Not so nice here today. Well, I mean, could be somewhere else in the UK, but it's not where I am. A little bit cooler, feeling the chill. Oh, good. You're not doing washing today then? Not in the laundry doom and gloom? In the nice sunny garden. Okay, welcome to you all just joining in. I have pinned some things in the comments already. It is paid readings, but I'm about to do the first of the 3 collective ones. Yes, please, Stormy, that'd be lovely. And it's going, the first free collective reading is a message from Spirit, what they're wanting people to know. Don't forget, take what resonates, leave the rest behind. It's not going to hit home with everybody. You can, however, because I do put the timestamps into each of the comments of the lives that I've done. Okay, so when I finish the live, I'll go into the comment section, not the chat, the live chat, and I'll put in the timestamps. So you can go back to those and look at the previous spirit messages or the love readings or the career readings for the collective if today's ones don't resonate with you. Or if you can't stay for the whole 2 hours during the live to hear the free ones throughout, then you can listen back as well. So it helps you to find them quickly. Right, so I am going to start with the general spirit message for the collective. So, I am a psychic medium. I don't just do general readings, love readings or career readings. Okay, I do contact your loved ones in spirit or your pets in spirit, even what your pets think about you in this lifetime. Right, in this, whilst they're alive, I mean. Right, okay, spirit. Right, okay, I will keep that one as well. Righty-ho. So, let me just put here first, oops, can't spell, first, free collective reading is a spirit message. Let's see what they say. Okie dokie. So, we have a lot of love and we do have daughter as well. Okay, now I will explain that. It doesn't mean necessarily if you've got a daughter, it can be you as a daughter. All right, so there's cards that spirit have brought. Okay, now I do channel spirit, but I'm using cards as pictures, but obviously with oracle cards, they've got a message on. So we're going to go with a message. Okay, so on this one, it says a happy move to a new home or a place of employment is in the works. This movement will usher in positive new energy. Okay, and to go with that, if you are just looking for a job or a change of employment, okay, then a win-win outcome is forecast. Okay, so you're on the right track. Notice the synchronistic signs, okay, the synchronicity. Your prayers and questions are being answered by synchronistic events. Notice them in order to increase their flow. And there is healing energy around this, especially if you've been in a toxic work environment or not been happy with where you are. Now, going to that happy move to a new home, we have Daniel, who is the angel of marriage, and I'm assisting you right now. Now, it can be the angel of families. He can be, you know, partners, okay, relationships, but they are saying bring love into the situation with this, okay? So bringing love in, especially if you are a time of moving home or thinking about moving home, can be very stressful, and we tend to lose our, you know, tempers get frayed, tensions, frustration, etc. Okay, so bring love into it. Remember why you're moving. For those of you that this resonates with, okay, your prayers, again, notice the synchronicities. What signs are you ignoring? Sometimes we see the signs, but we ignore them. Okay, and again, there's healing energy around the situation. Now, if you have a daughter and you're thinking of moving, okay, and you're worried about schools or how it will impact children in general, okay, they'll be fine. Okay. Also, if you are a daughter and you've got a father in spirit, I'm hearing is that your father in spirit is helping to guide you to this happy new home. All right, so that's today's free collective spirit message. Stormy, it does resonate very much with you. Well done. Good. Even if it just resonates with one person. Okay, don't forget, I will put the timestamps for this one and the other 2 collective readings at the end when the live is finished. Okay, again, a big thank you to those who have watched the other lives, because I've done lots of private video readings for people this week again. All sorts. Again, loved ones in spirit, pets in spirit, general readings, love readings, career readings. Okay, so it's been wonderful and a privilege to have been able to do those for you. Again, with it being your own private video, you can watch it as many times as you like, because sometimes when you hear or get a reading, you just hear the bits that you want to hear and don't really hear the message of what spirit is bringing through. And again, the purpose of me doing live readings again is because of helping people with their own personal reading as well. Hello, Iman, my lovely. So if I do go quiet, it's either for 2 reasons. 3 reasons. One, I can't sit here talking to myself if nobody's engaging in the chat. And if there's nobody who's paid for a reading, then I will be sort of taking in the energy as well, making room for the energy. Remember, this is a space for paid readings, Coco. She may not give me that info anyway. A lot of deceased pets or relatives don't talk about how they died, so I can't guarantee that she will tell you. Okay, but you can get one card if you want. I don't know what would come through from that, but you can just do the one. Hello, Valerie, my lovely. You can ask, but like I say, I can't guarantee what she'll bring through, but she might bring through another message and you just follow what you feel, where you're saying you're in the process with the shop. That's up to you, my lovely. Valerie, are you there before you pay for a reading? And Delia, just seen somebody pay. Valerie, don't forget that because of your level of knowledge, okay, this isn't just a tarot reading for you. All right, so it will only be things that you need to watch out for. All right, you're going back into putting your power out there. Spirit is telling you this. Okay, they're saying, hang on a minute, why are you asking what's coming on in September when you are the power? What do you want in September, Spirit is saying? Okay, so you're still putting your power to the circumstances. Do you understand? So just be aware of that. Sisters, hello, my lovely. And the spirit message, the free spirit message, has just literally said about new home and new place of work. But well done on your truck. Simply Sugar, are you in here? That's okay. Stormy, I'm on for another hour and 3/4, don't worry. Simply sugar. Right, you've put career. Anything in particular you want to ask Spirit about career? Excuse me. Yeah, that's fine, Valerie. And Stormy. It's Andy Man, thank you. I'm just doing simply sugars. Any particular question about career that you're asking, Spirit? Success with my TikTok and YouTube channel. Took off on TikTok, but not here yet. Okay. Right. Okay, so before I even pull any cards for you, simply, Spirit is saying the reason your TikTok has taken off quicker is because your energy matches the TikTok matches your natural frequency. Okay, because it's quick and because it's quicker. Spirit is saying, I don't use TikTok, so hopefully Spirit knows what they're talking about. All right. Your energy is strong on TikTok, so it's matching the frequency of how fast TikTok is. Okay, I know my partner's, my husband's got TikTok, and I know he scrolls. I suppose it's a bit like on YouTube Shorts. Okay, so TikTok responds well to your authentic presence. Okay, and that's why you're sort of shining on there. There's something magnetic, Spirit is saying, about the way you're showing up without overthinking it. But with YouTube, it has a more slower, structured rhythm, Spirit is saying. So it rewards consistency and longer form storytelling and depth. Okay, so it's not about the lack of talent, it's about the format and flow, Spirit is saying. And your creative energy moves in bursts, so TikTok fits that more, whereas YouTube might require a more stretch of that energy. All right, so will you succeed on Spirit on YouTube is hold that vision. Okay, hold that inner vision of what it looks like to be a successful YouTuber, as well as, well, a social media presence. Okay, okay, Spirit is saying, I'm asking them, will you succeed on YouTube? And they're saying yes, but it will take a different shift. Okay, stop trying to copy and paste what you're doing with your TikTok energy, and instead you have to adapt it. Okay, so think more of YouTube like building a stage, not just being on the stage. All right, your long-term success will come from packaging your message into something a little more intentional, not less authentic, but more guided. Does that understand? There is success on YouTube, but it will be a slower process. Okay, focusing more not on sort of where others are going, but on your own sort of way of doing things, what you love. Okay, does that make sense? I don't even need to pull the card. At the moment, you're a little bit unbalanced in the energy, and the energy of each channel, Spirit is saying, is unbalanced. Okay, so if we say this is TikTok that's riding high, but the other one is riding slower. Okay, and funny being red is the one that's down there, is because YouTube's got that red logo, hasn't it? But once, you know, the pace will quicken once you get into the flow of it, but it does take time, okay? And YouTube is a lot slower. It can be a lot slower. So don't sort of look at competition or other people in that niche. Always, you know, shine your own light, because people will be drawn to you that may not, you know, you could have 100 people all talking the same stuff or similar, but it's different people resonate with different people, don't they? You sort of see it as, I can't see if you can see it as you're planting those seeds that will grow. When you plant seeds, they're below the soil, aren't they? You can't see what's above. You don't see anything pop up through the soil for weeks, okay, sometimes months, okay, but all of a sudden it all sprouts up. All right, so you're not doing anything wrong, my lovely. Don't get disheartened. It really is about, they're different beasts. Okay, they're different platforms to work with. So just keep doing what you're doing and do what feels right. But just make those, like Spirit said, don't try to copy and paste what you're doing on TikTok, thinking it will be the same on YouTube. Because I know in a different niche that I follow, there's people who have come over from TikTok into YouTube, and they've got hundreds of thousands of subscribers on TikTok, but their YouTube is really slow. All right, they can have hardly any. All right, but it's not because of them. It is a different beast. That's all. So does that help? Spirit is saying here, you're more resilient than you think, but don't put too much burden or pressure on yourself. Okay, and don't let fears hold you back either. Okay, just release what's not serving you, those little thoughts that you've got that might be discouraging you. You know how we talk to ourselves in our heads and talk ourselves out of things. All right, so is there anything you want to ask them before I move on, my lovely, or does that all make sense? Like you say, it makes a lot of sense. Okay, sorry, I'm just... Right, okay. Sugar, I assume that that's helped. You're fine with that before I pass on. Okay, Iman, are you in the chat, my lovely? Okay. Right, Coco is with your dad. Okay, I know that from this card. Okay, now before I move into that particular question, she is just saying about the family. Okay, she misses the family, she misses you. Okay, is what she's, you are her human family. Okay, their spirit is saying the loss of Coco wasn't just heartbreaking, but it's left you with a lot of unanswered questions. Okay, and a bit of guilt as well. I mean, you know, if you're thinking it's the food, you bought the food, and you had to feed him the food. Okay, your intuition is picking up on something, Spirit is saying. Okay, and we have the intuition card here as well. All right, so follow your gut feeling. You know what feels right. Okay, so the energy around her Coco's passing doesn't feel entirely natural. All right, it's like a sharp, almost interrupted quality to the bird's energy field, to her energy field. Okay, as if something was interfered with the body, not just age or illness. So focusing on the worms in the food does feel significant, but there's a heaviness around the food area. Okay, so it may have been something tainted it, or spoiled it, or toxic. All right, whether it was deliberate or a case of unnoticed contamination, but it does feel like something that Coco ingested, okay, played a major role here. Coco knows, okay, Coco knows that you weren't deliberately, you know, causing harm. Again, was it poisoning? Likely to be yes, but not necessarily intentional. All right. She's saying that there will be Coco, sorry, I always think it's a girl. Coco is saying that something will be revealed that is favorable, all right, and it happened and very quickly, and you feel upset about it. Okay, this is sort of like an apology card, but it's a forgiveness card. So that is Coco saying, don't blame yourself. I don't know if it was the maid. Okay, I can't say if it was. I feel it was, it wasn't done deliberately. Okay, so if you're thinking that the maid got hold of the food and poisoned the bird on purpose, no, I don't feel that that is how it was. I feel it was more a contamination in the food in general, or something that was unnoticed. Okay. So let's not necessarily throw the maid under the bus. Until you have evidence, concrete evidence, then no. And even then, you know, the food has to be sort of tested, really, if you're looking at suing. Okay, because the shop could say, we'll prove it. Yeah, sort of don't judge. You know, there's a lot of judgment here without facts. Okay, but I do feel that the energy, you know, it wasn't what seems natural. I don't feel it was natural because of pets know sort of when their ending is coming, like dogs and cats know. All right. And I assume birds know as well. So, but because Coco's energy is one of confusion, like one minute I'm here and the next minute I'm not, I feel that something came in. It wasn't just old age, and it wasn't an illness. All right. I'd be very surprised, you know, apart from sort of an autopsy or post-mortem, or testing the food or whatever, you know, will you get justice? I mean, the cards that Coco pulled was saying something will be revealed that's favourable. Even though it was a justice card, it doesn't necessarily mean that justice will be done. For me, the justice card has always been that something is favourable. All right, so a favourable outcome. So it may be that something comes to light or whatever. Okay, it doesn't necessarily mean that justice as in court. All right. We do have this card that says, keep charging ahead, don't take no for an answer. Expect miraculous solutions to appear. Okay, so in this sort of, see how dark that horse is, that unicorn is? I think it's a unicorn. Yeah, unicorn. Okay, it's like however dark it seems, keep pressing ahead. Remember that intuition card. All right, keep pressing ahead with what feels right to you. And don't take no for an answer. Okay. Hello, Malfi, my lovely. Hello. I am. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong, my lovelies. Right. But Coco is saying again about the family. Okay, thanking you all and your mother as well for being Coco's family, human family, for the care, for the love, for putting up with me. Coco's saying. Yes, so I just, sorry, seen your chat message. Yes, they initially rejected to open the inspection case, but yeah, you know, if it don't be shot down, you know, don't be silenced, if you get what I mean. Take it as far as you can. Okay, then you may seem you know, Coco and your dad are guiding you, and they'll guide you through those nudging your intuition. Now, I've just got a timing of 3 to 5. Okay, so it could be that something over the next 3 to 5 days, 3 to 5 weeks. Hopefully it doesn't drag out into months, but who knows with timings. Okay, good. You stick to what you feel is right. Okay. Right. Okay, let me just post some things. Hello to all of you who've just joined in or have been here while I've been yapping. Okay. So far, we've had the first of the free collective readings was a general message from Spirit. Okay, I will be putting the timings for all the free collective ones, which will be, the next one will be at 1:45, which will be a love reading. Okay, and that is, I do try when I do the love reading to cover all aspects, whether you're single, got somebody that you're in no contact with, or somebody in your heart that you've not heard from for ages, or whether it's up and down in your relationship at the moment. And then the career one in the next hour at 1:30. Right, so an hour from now, really. At the end of the live, I do put the timestamps in the comment section. Sorry. I'm just going to drop some more bits into the live, into the chat bit. before I go into Valerie and Stormy's readings. Yeah, just stick to your guns, Iman. Okay. You know that something's not right. Okay, so honor that. Right, Valerie, are you in the chat, my lovely? Okay. Right. Valerie. Oh, right, sorry. Okay. Okay, anything spirit for Valerie in September that she needs to know? Okay. Hello, our Queen. Hello to all of you who are watching. Right, okay. Right, all right, Valerie. These first few. You know what Spirit was saying to you when you put that question about September and they started going off straight away. All right, and they're bringing that message out and again. Okay, so they're saying focus on, you know, you got this beautiful couple sat on the sofa with the grandparents, the children, the security of what you're wanting, okay, is in, so the happy relationship, the happy family life, the money is all in your hands. Okay, that's where your victory and success is. Okay, so when you are again riding around, you are the person in control of what happens in your physical world. Okay, you're riding around with your desires that you're turning into magic. Okay, that's when it comes towards you, when you see it reflected back. Remember, the physical world is the assumptive world. So as I say to my clients on the mentoring side, when they're having a wobble or whatever, I say, stop, you know, stop, Valerie. That's not your story anymore. So stop focusing on the unwanted story and only focus on the story that you do want. Okay, look at all these books, the unwanted stories, and you're sat there going, oh, well, where is it? And they've all got cobwebs on because it's the same old story. The same old story that's become so dominant is what you will keep experiencing until you catch those thoughts, okay, and focus on what you want, releasing those unwanted stories. Okay, you've got the skills to do this. Okay, you're protected. If you want something, it's already yours, or else you could not want it. That's when it comes, not looking at the time. It will come when it's meant to come. Okay, so still some more tweaking. Like I say, that the Spirit picked you up straight away in the fact that you were asking them what's going to happen in September. It's not up to them. What do you want to happen in September? Okay, it's always a reflection of you. Okay? But patience. Rome wasn't built in a day, my lovely. So some things will arrive really quick because you've got no unwanted stories about it. You know, you have no labels or stories or bad memories. Okay, that's when the things that really get reflected quick are when you really are not thinking about them. You know, you're not overthinking them. Okay, so again, when you find yourself thinking the opposite or still going up over an unwanted story, tell yourself that's not my story anymore. I'm not going to be dragged back into this shit show of a story. It's got cobwebs on. It's not serving me. It's keeping me stuck. Because you keep, remember, what you put your focus on grows. Your awareness of what you are thinking or interacting with or engaging with, whether reacting physically or in your mind, is what you're going to get more of. Remember, it's not linear, it's vertical. Time is vertical because everything exists right here, right now. Okay, there is no past, there is no future. Everything is now. The past is just a memory you keep replaying. The future is whatever you're saying it is today. So keep choosing. Say to yourself, is this version of me, if I was the version of me that had my happy relationship or whatever, I wouldn't be thinking like this. I wouldn't be feeling like this. I wouldn't be doing this. Okay, you've got to step into that version of you as if you can see that version of you in front of you and you're literally stepping into them. All right, the version of you that has everything would not be thinking the way that you are. So when you are still thinking of trying to get it or be it or wishing and hoping, you're causing a delay. You have to, it's who are you being? Who do you say I am? Because remember, your brain only knows I have it or I don't. I am it or I'm not. Okay? Okay. Anything you want to ask Valerie on that? Or do you understand what Spirit is saying? Okay, that inner peace, that peace within is what creates the peace outside. Okay, for you to experience. Remember, it's an assumptive world, what you're assuming to be true. Stormy, sorry. Stormy, I just remembered yours. Sorry, Babs. Your birdie, you got a birdie as well. Big birdies. Sunday. Right. Okay, so what are we about my bird Sunday? I assume a birdie that you called Sunday. So what are we asking about Sunday? Yes, I was just wondering if you could pull a card to let me know how Sunday feels about their new life with me. Oh, right. So this is a bird that's still alive then. Yes. Okay, this bird is very in tune with your energy. It's here to give you something. Okay, he's here to give you something. It's like you've got that with this, the High Priestess, you've got that very intuitive connection. Okay, but it's going to pick up on your energy a lot. You're going to be very much in sync with each other. Okay, so when you're down, this bird might act down. It's a very I wanted to say energy absorbing bird. Strange connection, but it's like it's been brought in for a reason. It's come into your life for a reason. So really pay attention to it. I know it can't talk, but it's weird. I don't know how to explain it. I know what I'm seeing, but it's trying to put it into words for you to understand what I'm sort of saying. Have you been watching Wednesday, the new series of Wednesday, the Addams Family Wednesday? I mean, there's lots of birds in there because of the woman who controls birds, sort of thing. And although it's a scary, freaky crow, okay, with half of its face sort of missing, yeah. So when you watch it, see how the main baddie crow. I'm not saying your bird is bad, but it's like that connection. It does what the master tells it, sort of thing. It's hard to explain. So it's like this Sunday. Good job you didn't call it Wednesday, wasn't it? That was funny. Sunday is going to be like a guide in a way. It's really weird energy. I've not ever felt that before. It's unique and it's special, so pay attention. Good. And what are we asking about SP? I do remember the picture you sent. And for those of you waiting, I will be doing the love reading next. I feel this very deeply and you have confirmed this for me for sure. Yes. A special bird. A special birdie. And he's feeling about maybe just one. Okay, remember that people are a reflection of who you say they are. Okay, they're just reflecting back who you think about yourself, them, and the stories. Okay, but his current energy towards you is still that waiting energy, because you haven't given him any specific instructions in your movie, have you? Okay, you're waiting for him and he's waiting for your instructions energetically. All right, so make the decision. Yes, he's interested in you and things can blossom, but you're just sat there waiting for the physical world. Remember, you're the cause. Out there is the effect of what you've caused. Your spirit is saying you're not really putting in any effort into what you want. You're waiting for him, and he can't act because he's a character in your movie. Yeah, it's like that. Yeah, exactly. So Spirit, this card for me is always blocked energy. Okay, you're blocked. You're both looking. You're blocked, like a wall between you. Okay, and you're waiting for him to make the next move. Okay, what move's he going to make next? And instead of picturing him coming in serenading you. Okay. Yeah. So it's blocked energy at the moment. It's stalemate energy. No movement. All right. But you can pick it up. Remember, there is only now. The past doesn't exist. The future is now. The past is now. So in this moment, when you do get back on it and you want to put your energy back into it, you have to be telling the story of what you're wanting to experience. Remember, concept about yourself is important first. Okay, not about them. You've got to have that strong foundation that you know that you're chosen, you know you're prioritized, you know that no one is better than you and nobody compares to you. You know that you're first best. You know your worth and value. You know that it's safe to love, etc. Okay? No, no, he doesn't. But it's all about the story you're telling. And you're not telling a very good story at the moment. Spirit is saying, okay. So again, a time of growth. You've been growing and evolving in this period, okay. So that's where your focus has been, on other things. All right, but there's only right now. Yeah, that was really weird energy with your birdie. Right, okay, my lovelies. For those of you who've been waiting for the free love reading, let's see what Spirit wants to say about love. Yes. It's never about the thing or the person that you're wanting, because they're already yours the minute you decided you wanted them. It's how you're thinking about it. Okay, remember, Stormy, stop. That's not your story anymore. All right, so when you find that you're drifting off into a story that's not seeing you two as a couple, or that he's wanting to go on a date with you or engaging with you in the way that you want, then that's the only story you should be focused on. What does that look like? Because the version of you who's experiencing that already exists right now. So if you stepped into that version of you that's got that, they wouldn't be having the thoughts that you're having. Okay, so for the love reading, my little pickles, my kittens, let's have a look. So I'm going to pull the basic messages for Spirit. So for those of you who are single, got nobody in your heart, do not want anybody back from your past, are totally looking for new love. For those of you that are in no contact with somebody that you've either broken up with recently or has been in your heart for a very long time, okay, but there's no contact. And also for those of you in up and down relationships, so these are going to be the core foundations of them for each group, but then I'm going to bring in an extra one as well. Okay, and don't forget, I will put the timestamps in the comments at the end. Right, so Spirit love message basics. I'm going to put that one with that one because they're the same but in different ways. Okay, so let's take those of you who are totally single. Okay, you're single, you're ready to mingle, you do not want anybody from your past. Okay, there's no heart connection with anybody that you would want back. Now, there is somebody who can come forward to you. Okay, you got this reaching out here. Okay, but your emotions are still a little bit out of sync. Okay, I will explain in a minute. Okay, so there's still a guarding, see this person guarding the entrance. This is a guarding of your heart still. Okay. Because of what's happened in the past, decision, and clearly decide what you want so that it can come to you. Okay, positive thinking and faith will bring you romance so that you can experience those romantic feelings. Okay, so I'm just going to pull in one of these and I'm going to sum up for them. Okay, we've got Temple, which is peace. So for those of you who are single, okay, remember if you think of that's your head with all your thoughts and this is your heart in your body. Okay, so in your body, you're wanting a loving relationship. You're wanting somebody to date or be with long term, etc. But your head is not in alignment with that. Your thoughts that are dropping down into your heart area are not in alignment. Okay, they're over here. They're all scattered. Okay, so if you're wanting a loving relationship, look at where your thoughts are, because some of you are holding, are keeping away that love because of you going over the past story. Okay, that's not your story. So decide, do I keep bringing the past into the now, which is going to spill into the future? Because the story I'm focused on today and keep telling myself either that people don't commit to me, or people are players, this, that, and the other, whatever story you have that pops into your head when you think of love and relationships, yourself, people, partners, or relationships and self, is getting in the way. It's not in alignment of love is safe. Okay, I can have the beautiful love and relationships I want. What happened in the past can stay in the past. That's not my story anymore. I am someone who is loved and adored and chosen and prioritized because I'm amazing. I'm unique. I'm special. Okay. I can have a partner who loves and adores me. All right. So there's a little bit for you to tweak to find that. Once you find that inner peace and inner alignment, it will come in. Because for a lot of you in the current energy that you're in, even if somebody did come in, it would be a lower energy person. And that means when it's a lower energy person, because your energy is low, because of how you're thinking about yourself or relationships, okay, it's going to have an impact on the kind of person you attract to you. Remember, you're transmitting all day long. Your thoughts and feelings are transmitting all day long. And at the moment, you're broadcasting, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, I never get people who commit to me, I always get emotionally vulnerable people or not vulnerable people or disconnected people, etc., etc. Okay, so really look at when you think of relationships or love or yourself, what pops into your head, because that story is the dominant story that's stopping you having what you want. Okay, so enough of the single people. Love is there if you get out of your own way. Okay, start to get your thoughts in alignment to what it looks like as the version of who has a beautiful relationship. Now, for those of you in no contact with somebody, again, this is the same. You're getting in your own way because you're still going over the unwanted story. Okay. They can't reach out to you. There is no separation. There is no time. Time is an illusion. Separation is not true. Nothing is separate from you. Nothing is lost. It's just that you're perceiving it as separate. So you're keeping the separation in place longer. Okay, when I'm mentoring clients, okay, and they're telling me this has happened, that's happened, they've done this, but you don't understand, Sophia, my circumstances and conditions are different to everybody else's, mine are unique, mine are really complex. It doesn't matter. They are all temporary because there's all versions exist. So the timeline, all timelines exist, all possibilities exist, creation is done. All versions of you exist right now, and all versions of your person exist right now. But the version you're going to keep getting of the timeline, yourself or your person, is the one you keep telling the story about. Okay? So first of all, you come back, you're already believing in this heart connection because you're still feeling it. So it's done. It's yours. There's already a version of you and your person happy together. Okay, so you know when you're believing it, a bit like the song, my head says, fool, forget him, my heart's saying, don't let go. So every time you try to forget about them or whatever, your heart's going, no, this is your person, you can have them. Okay, but first of all, you have to put yourself on your pedestal and take them off it. Okay, it's not about them, it's about you. Who are you being? What thoughts are you having? Okay, decide. Once you decide, it will come to you soon. Okay, the feelings are still there. If you still have feelings, they still have feelings, but they can't come forward until you change the story. So when you keep going into the story of they've blocked me, they've ghosted me, they're married to somebody else, they've got this, they've got that, they've got blah, 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 blah. Okay, you have to say stop. Okay, that's not my story anymore. My story is that we love and adore each other. We are happy together. Okay, because I am chosen. I am prioritized. Okay, no one is better than me, etc. Now, if you are in a relationship and it's a bit dodgy, your person, you know, again, sort of coming together and apologizing. Okay, emotions afraid. There's a guarding of hearts. There's a feeling, you know, there needs to be peace. Okay, so again, decide. What does your peaceful relationship look like? Okay, and a card to go with that is you've got the skills for the two of you. There's two arrows for the two of you to pull together and work this out. Okay, so that there can be a happy home life if you live together, okay, or the relationship. Okay. When we point fingers, well, if only you did X, Y, Z, then I'd be happy. That's where things blow up. Okay, because it's expressing about what you feel. Okay, about how you see a relationship. You're choosing to be with that person. You don't have to choose them. Okay. And there's a lot more I could say on that. But anyway, you get the gist of what Spirit is saying. A lot of you are blocking yourselves by sitting there. This wheel, spinning wheel, is not moving because she's sat there gazing into the past and wondering about the future, but you're not being present in where your thoughts are actually going, the story you're telling yourself. The story you're telling yourself is what you're going to experience. Okay, that is what's stopping you getting what you want. Release it. Let it go. Okay, then your wishes will come in. What you want will come in. Okay. And for some of you, if you do have tried and it's been weeks, months, years, particularly months or years, you can book coaching with me, and all the details are in the description box. Okay, it doesn't say about coaching in there or mentoring, but it does on my webpage, and the link for that is in there. You have to work on the root of what it is within you. Okay, it's never about what you want, it's or who you want. It's about the story you're telling. You're struggling against yourself. There's nobody else in this picture, just you. Okay. In my playlists, I do have some success stories. Mind you, I haven't updated it for a long time. I haven't posted any new ones, not because I haven't had any. I've been off YouTube for a year. Okay, so I just haven't posted them on there. But it doesn't mean I've stopped coaching people, mentoring, or doing readings. Okay. So I'm just going to take a breather a moment and post some bits back into the chat. Right, just popping lots of bits into the chat. I don't know if I did this one, but let's look. I did. Okay, let's not do that one again. Right, Q2 will be the last of the free collective readings, which will be career. The spirit message had about new home and new job, okay, or career, so you can listen back to that at the beginning or wait till the live's finished and go to the timestamp. Also, in the previous lives that I've done, the timestamps for all the collectives I've done is in each one in the comments, so you can go and listen to all of those if today's ones don't resonate with you or you want extra guidance. Did the love reading collective one resonate for any of you? Don't worry if I go quiet. If I'm quiet, it's because A, I've been yapping for ages. B, there's nobody in the chat talking, and there's no paid readings going on at the moment. So I'm just recharging my energy, collecting my thoughts, and just sorting through these. You can chat. There's still time to get your own reading. There's all different sorts. And at past will be the career reading. Sometimes Spirit will bring in about finances in the career one. Never know till I start channeling it. Hello, Marina, my lovely. Again, I've had some wonderful private readings to do this week. When you have a private reading, most people, 99% of people will go for the videoed message recording of the reading so that they can play it back and listen to it lots of times. Okay. Miriam, my lovely, this is paid readings, but I've just done the free love reading. Okay, so why don't you just go back or wait till the live is finished in another 45 minutes and I will put the timestamp for the free love reading, okay, because that covered people coming back when you're in no contact as well. And see what Spirit's message was to those of you in love situations. Sure, I've already done those. But hey ho, you never know. Bit more light on the situation. Thank you for the likes as well. It wasn't showing up as any. And I just saw that somebody put like number 9 and I was like, okay. I just refreshed it and there are the 9 likes. Thank you. On my channel itself, I do have a playlist that has all the pick a card readings I've ever done. Okay. Also, there's the shorts I've done, yes, no ones. When that is from, oh shit, right. Okay, I know that they say if it if it rings because I'm videoing on my phone, it can disrupt the live, but hey ho. Like I say, I'm just quiet because nobody's engaging in the chat and there's no readings at the moment, but the next free collective reading will be at past. So are there any late owls still up watching, or are there some in the day? Because you've either got Europe, who's ahead of me, or the States, Canada, etc. behind me. Well, and the rest of the world in front. Where are you from? Argentina, wonderful. So only 4 hours behind then. Yes. I thought Argentina was tucked further back. But it must jut out more. I'm with my niece who's 9 months old, so cannot engage much until I enjoy reading. Bob is my... Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Good old Bob. I wonder how many people went off and found a Bob. I literally had forgotten all about that. I haven't used it for so long. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, it was. Wasn't it Bob and Mary I used to use? Was Mary Mary's counterpart? Hello Kitty, they are set prices and it is through PayPal. If you're interested, I can drop the prices and the PayPal link. Oh, right. That's even funnier. Oh, Marina, that's funny. Good old Bob, forgotten all about Bob. Right, for any of you that are wanting your own personal reading in the live, obviously if you go into the description box below the video, you'll see if you want your, when I'm not doing a live, your own personal reading. Neela, hello my lovely, yes you still have time. I will be doing the next free collective one, which is going to be career. Excuse me. Hick-tick-a-tappy. Make sure that you're not asking questions. As long as it doesn't go into health, legal or pregnancy questions and you're over 18. Yeah, whoever pays next. I haven't got anybody who's paid at the moment. But make sure it is one of those prices, my lovely, through PayPal. And then let me know your question. Hi Kitty. I've dropped all the bit into the chat that you need to check on the links. Okay, so it's not about donating, it's not just a donation, it is a payment, my lovely. Okay, so you've got £5 for one card, £10 for 3 plus, etc, etc. Okay, the info's in the chat. And we've got 15 minutes until the last collective reading, which is the career one. Well, depending on the readings, if somebody pays. Okay, Kitty. No, if you've got several, okay, and Neela as well. So put your questions into the chat. Now, sometimes they might not show, okay, but we'll see what comes out. And if it doesn't come out, then you'll have to, I will put the email address and you'll have to email me your questions. Sometimes we do have problems where I can't see the questions, but let's give it a go. Okay. So you in no contact then? Okay. So you've got an ex-flame. Yes, Nina, I've got yours. So you've got an ex-flame who's H. Okay. Right, you haven't spoken in 3 weeks with H, but you're dating somebody else and you're wanting to know how that's going. Okay. Okay. So Spirit is saying the connection is still there. All right. He may be quiet on the outside. All right. But on the inside, he's very active. Okay. He's thinking about you more than you realize. All right. Basically wondering what you're thinking as well. There is still a connection between you. It hasn't faded. Okay. It just is more with him an energy of sitting in his feelings. Okay. Deciding what to do next with them. So the energy Spirit is saying it is showing that contact is within a short window. Okay, so I don't feel like over the next 1 to 3 weeks, depending on his courage to open up. I mean, the timelines can be pushed out because, I mean, you know, we can all think about doing something, but we don't actually act on it for a little while. Okay. So 1 to 3 weeks. Okay. H hasn't let go of the connection, all right? Just hasn't found the way back yet, or the words to meet where you are. Plus, you've got somebody else, all right? So, I mean, he may not know that, but we pick up on energy as well. Okay, so at the moment, although he's focused on himself, yes, there will be contact. Okay, is he still thinking about you? Yes. Yeah, you do have a strong connection. Okay, so I feel that words haven't been spoken yet. Your energy feels stronger and clearer and more emotionally open than his. Okay, which is beautiful, but you must stay grounded. Okay, Spirit is saying, because you're indecisive, it's like you're waiting for the circumstances and to see which one can offer you what you're wanting. Okay, but you are holding on to the one who DP. Okay, but in your heart wanting H. Do you understand, Spirit is saying? So you're not quite in alignment yourself. All right. But yes, there is a strong connection. How you feel, he feels, Spirit is saying. All right. But he may come in with something indirect rather than direct. So meaning like, hi, something casual, not like, oh my God, I want to be with you, etc., etc. Okay, but trust how you feel. Okay, at the moment, it's an in and out, a push-pull energy with him. Unsettled. Okay, so he may come in. The Spirit is saying it doesn't matter about the contact. It doesn't matter if he contacts you tomorrow. The energy hasn't shifted. Okay, enough for, he could contact you in a minute, but nothing's changed in the bigger picture. Okay. But there is the possibility, Spirit can't override free will. They're saying, okay, that it can become more, or it may not. All right. But Spirit is trying to guide him and push him forward, but it's whether he is taking notice of that and acting on it. All right. So let's look at the energy of DP. Right, sorry about that. To answer somebody's question. Right. Okay, so there's the new person, okay, is feeling your shift in energy. Okay, he has you know, he's interested in you, he's attracted to you, but he's feeling, remember, energy is like the wind. You can't see it, but you can feel it. Okay, and he knows sort of deep down that your energy isn't truly focused on him, that you're struggling here. Okay, so even if he could be talking to you, but your expression or how you engage with him, there's something that he's picking up on energetically, like you stood like, who do I choose here? I'm still waiting for H to come back in and commit or change his mind or whatever, but I'm with this one and I'm sort of, okay, so yes, he has noticed, he is aware, even if it's subconsciously, okay, that your energy is not in this like his energy is. Okay. So even if you haven't even mentioned anything about H, he has picked up, he feels a distance. Okay, he definitely feels this. Spirit is saying yes, okay, but it's not up to him. Okay, his energy is that it's early days energy. Okay, so this for Spirit, when they pull this, is that he thinks, you know, you're beautiful, that you're attractive, you're fun energy. Okay, but yours is that struggling energy. And he's starting to notice, Spirit is saying. Okay, so his energy is wanting to be sort of seeing where it goes. He's happy to see where it goes. He's enjoying the dates. He's enjoying the chat. Okay, but then he's sensing, something's starting to feel a bit off here. All right. And even the fact that you're still talking to him, even if it's light for you, like you're not wholeheartedly in this, that thread is very much alive for him. Okay. But there's that unsettling energy with him. Or it will develop. He will notice. If he hasn't noticed, he will start to notice. Okay. Let me just get more. Yeah, he thinks about you a lot. All right. So when you're not talking to, when you're not physically present, okay, I mean, even talking or dating, okay, he does think about you a lot. Okay. When your heart is for somebody else, okay, because if your heart was fully in just focusing on DP, okay, you would not be thinking about H in the way that you are. All right. So remember, our energy is always being transmitted. Energy is like the wind. You can't see it, but you can feel it. So at the moment, it's not a problem, but you will find probably that he will pull away from you anyway, because your energy is not in it like his energy. Do you understand? So there will be changes, and I feel during September, between now and the end of September, there will be changes with DP. Either he will have pulled away from you or you will have pulled away from him. Yeah, but the connection hasn't gone with H. H hasn't gone either. Okay, you're just lying to yourself, Spirit is saying, when you're asking that question. You would be lying to yourself. Okay, yeah, it could work with DP over H, just because, you know, but you can't fool yourself, Spirit is saying. So what Spirit is saying is that if you say, yeah, that's fine, H isn't talking to me, I'm going to fully invest in DP, that's your mind saying that, not your heart. Because the minute H comes in, if he said to you in the next conversation, look, I really want to be with you, I really want to make this work, thinking about you for the last 3 weeks has made me realise I don't want you to be with anybody else, I can't bear the thought of losing you, you're going to drop DP like a hot brick. Okay, so Spirit is saying that question is like a loaded gun. Yes, it has the potential for things to work with DP. He is more invested than you are at this point in time. Okay. You don't know if he'll do that, my lovely. There's a very strong connection between you two. Timing, there is no timing that you can put on love. Okay. So it doesn't mean that you're waiting for H, but you can't fool yourself, Spirit is saying, going forward, pretending to be fully invested in DP, and the minute H offers you something, you can decide at that moment, but go forward in a way that is more true to yourself, Spirit is saying. So that looks like at this moment, okay, I won't think about H at this point in time. I mean, you can't stop thinking about him, but as and when the situation presents itself, if it does, I will deal with it then. It's not like DP is going to suddenly say, will you marry me? Okay, because I think if he turned around and said that right now, you'd be like, oh, well, I haven't known you long enough, etc., etc. Okay, and like I say, your heart's not quite in it. So enjoy the company of DP. Okay, breakups happen all the time, whether it's been days, weeks, or months. So it doesn't mean, Spirit's not saying that you have to stop seeing DP, okay, but it doesn't, and they're not saying that you have to wait for H. Just go forward in the knowing that there's more to come with H, as and when. Okay, so yes, there could be, you could hear from him in the next 1 to 3 weeks if he decides to come forward in that time frame, but it could be something just very casual. Okay, and then it could be weeks or months before something else comes in. Do you understand? Yeah, I mean, 1 to 3 weeks isn't long, my lovely. And that's if he does. I mean, Spirit can't override people's free will. I mean, there's something that I know that I've got to do, but I keep putting it off. Okay, so sometimes we want to do things and we know we've got to do things, but we put it off. All right. Hello, Keely, my lovely. Right, so anything else, Kitty, before I move on to Neela? I will be doing, for those of you waiting for the free collective love reading, I will be doing that as soon as I can after Neela's. I'm fine, thank you, Keely. You're welcome, Kitty. I hope it helped. Just sit and always be true in your heart. Okay, when you're waiting for somebody, it causes more waiting. Okay, do follow what feels right moment to moment. Okay, trust your body, not and your heart, not your mind. Okay, you've got a little bit of battle within you. Oh, he would never say that. It would never do that. All possibilities exist. Never say never. Okay, if Spirit's showing me that 2 of Cups straight away with H, that means that you're very strongly connected and you feel how you feel about him, he feels about you, even if the words aren't being spoken. They will be spoken. Okay, right, Neela, my lovely. Okay. So, Spirit is saying your energy, Neela, towards your person is still in the unwanted story. Okay? You're still linked, tied into the past thoughts and memories. Remember, the past is just a memory that you are keeping alive and choosing to think and engage in, regurgitate. Okay, still coming from that judgment. What will he think of me? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you're working on your self-concept, but you're not changing the story. You're still in the unwanted story regarding SP. And Spirit is saying, Neela, that's not your story anymore. So stop going over it because it's causing your waiting. Okay? It's causing you, I'm still waiting. Look at all the books on the bookshelf and you're sat there bored. Well, where is it then? Where is he? Why is everybody else from under the sun coming in? But where's he? Because these books have cobwebs on. You're telling the same old story. You've got to kill off the unwanted story. So if it's, you've got to get balanced. You've got to release that unwanted story. Okay, you have all the tools. You know what you've got to do. That's when he will come in because his energy is wanting to come in. But your thoughts are still pinning you to the floor. Okay, and he's saying, no one else gets me the way that you do. Okay, are we soulmates and destined to be together? Okay, so every time SP pops into your head, you really have to be honest with yourself and look at what you chunter to yourself in your head. If it is anything other than we are perfectly happy together, okay, we are stronger than ever, I'm the best thing that's ever happened to him, I'm always chosen, he'll always choose me, etc., etc. You've got to make it about you. Okay, who are you being? You're not being the person, because if the version of you that already exists and the version of him that loves and adores you already exists right now, but you're over here in the version that is the version who doesn't have him. So the version who does have him would not be thinking from the version that you are thinking from right now. Do you understand? Spirit is saying you've got to release that unwanted story. Neela, that's not your story anymore, so stop repeating it. Your story is that we're happy together. Keely, my lovely, this is paid readings, sweetheart. You have to, you know, this is true love, okay, because he's still in your heart, okay, but you've got to allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. You know, what would you, the version of you where he's hugging you and telling you, oh my God, you're the best thing that's ever happened to me, you're a love of my life, I'm so happy we're together, I've always loved you, it's only ever been you. You're not focused on that version, you're not telling that story. Okay, you're still there on the, oh, well, where the fuck is it then story? Why hasn't he changed? You're not changing him. You're changing who you're being, where your thoughts are coming from, the version of you that is in that relationship. Okay, but you keep going on the story that's not yours anymore. But you're wondering why nothing is moving and everybody else is coming in. Okay? Keely, my lovely, Peter gave a message in Wendy's reading. I think you're Wendy's, Peter's sister, aren't you? And that was a couple of lives back. Wendy did comment in the, she put a timestamp for her reading in the message in the comments so she could find it again. Yes. So he is fine from what I remember. He did say something and I can't remember what. But it was probably about two or 3 weeks ago. Like I say, Wendy Ann does leave a comment saying the timestamp, so you can find it quick. There you go. How good is my memory for remembering who you were? Right. Okay, let's get into the collective reading. And that's all you have to do, Neela. All right, sweetheart, is when you are thinking about him and it's the unwanted story, you have to literally imagine that spirit is shouting at you. Neela, that's not your story anymore. Who told you that? Okay, you're just telling yourself that story. He's not in your head telling you that story. You're telling you that story. Okay. No, Keely, they don't tend to do that, my lovely. They do drop off. Okay, they've let you know that they're okay and they're around you, but yes, it's he's still around. Okay, he is still around, but I know what you mean. Right. Anything else, Neela, before I move on to the free collective reading on the career? He is, yes. And also for those of you hanging around for the career reading, okay, in the very first collective reading at the beginning of the live, Spirit did say about new place of employment and moving home. Okay, doesn't mean you're doing both, but there's a story in that as well. A message in that, sorry, if you want to listen back. So let's ask Spirit about the collective career reading this week. Okay, this seems to be more for people who are looking for a job. Okay. Right. So Spirit is saying, for those of you who are in a negative situation at work, okay, where there's these gremlins around you, it could be toxic, it could be how you're seeing it, okay. And there are some of you despair, not hiring, okay. So some of you are looking for a job, maybe looking for a little while. All right, you got a dog here as well, and a dog always symbolizes loyalty. Okay, so stay loyal to yourself. All right, stay committed to yourself. Don't worry about what the circumstances or conditions are if it doesn't look like there's any work going, okay, or you're just not being asked for interviews, or you can't find anything that's floating your boat. Stay loyal to you, because something will show up. Okay, believe in yourself. Okay, believe in yourself. For some of you, you're overthinking this too much. Okay, and it's stopping you. your thoughts, the swords, are stopping you from your heart's desire of the job that you want. All right. And some of you are looking at the time. Oh, it's been X amount of time. Okay, it's probably going to be impossible now. I'm never going to find anything, etc., etc. Okay, so get out of your own way, Spirit is saying. For some, you know, there is, excuse me, when you're following what feels good in your heart, not your head ruling your heart. Okay, when you're following your heart, okay, and you're feeling excited about it, like in that knowing, oh, of course I'll get a job. It doesn't matter that the job that I, you know, hasn't come along yet. It will do. I know it will. All right. Shifting your energy. Remember, everything is energy. You're like a beacon. When you're putting out the energy of lack, you're going to keep experiencing lack. Okay. So for some of you, you've been noticed. Okay, you've been, your resume may have been noticed. You may have been noticed for a moving department or pay rise or promotion or whatever. But when you go forward boldly, the money will follow you and the opportunity will follow you. Okay, so for some of you, you just need to shift your awareness and your focus on, again, the story you're telling yourself. If you're telling yourself, woe betide me, fuck my life, okay, you're going to keep seeing woe betide me, fuck my life. Okay, because all you're doing is letting your thoughts keep what your heart desires away from you. This heart is outside the body because you're pinned down by these thoughts that you're having, overthinking. Okay, you're not believing in yourself and you're looking at the time and the conditions and the circumstances. Stop doing that, Spirit is saying. Okay, follow and feel it in your heart. All right, it's that knowing, Spirit is saying. I know that the perfect job is there for me. I know that I can do any job that I want to do standing on my head. Okay. So shift your energies there for those of you that are looking for a job and it's been a little time. Okay. Or even, Spirit is saying, for those of you who are in a job where you are trying to justify it. Okay. So if you're not happy in a job and you're feeling not happy, okay, then trust how you're feeling. Remember how how Spirit says your body is your truth, not your thoughts. Your thoughts can stop you getting what your heart desires. When you come into your heart and you listen, okay, so if you're having a negative feeling or that negativity, okay, that something is wrong, you're not happy, in other words. So if you're in a job and you're not happy, your body is screaming at you like a baby saying, I need changing or I need feeding. So you've got to change something here. Something needs to change. You can't carry on or else it's not going to change. Okay, it is what it is. So you have to walk away from it. Walk away. And the opportunities and the money will follow. Okay. Broken heart. Your heart's broken because it's not getting, you know, what it is that it wants. All the doors will open once you start to follow how you feel. Okay. So start looking if you're not happy. Start putting the feelers out there for something. Okay. Because there is an opportunity there. And feed yourself, nourish yourself. Yeah, I'm good enough. I'm perfectly capable of getting any job. Okay, any employer would love to have me work for them. Okay, get more serious with yourself, Spirit is saying. Right then, my lovelies, I think we are going to round up this week as we are coming up to the hour. So I will, in a moment, put in the comments section the timestamps for the 3 collective readings. For those of you that have had paid readings in this live, thank you very much. I hope they've helped you. For those of you who've been listening in, some of you may have gleaned something from somebody else's reading that resonates with you. The collective readings might have resonated with you. Also, if you do want your own personal video reading, the details are in the description below. And also that does mean channeling loved ones who've passed in spirit. I never get people's names and I never get who they are. So it's not like I would say, oh yes, I've got Fred here, who is your father, okay, or a brother or a friend or whatever, okay. So, but all the details are in the description box, even your pets that have passed over, even what your current pets are thinking about you. We had a good one in the live today. They were both birds. One was a new baby bird, and one was a bird who's unfortunately just passed over. Right then, my lovely, I've talked myself to death. I'm going to go and have a cup of tea. Thank you all very much. Love and light.